Arsenalers, welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is the latest Arsenal news and transfer news as well. There are no problems with the Mikel Merino deal, confirmed Fabrizio Romano. Arsenal are 99% done with that one, and he says that at the moment it's just going to take some time as Real Sociedad are talking to a couple of other clubs in terms of replacements, but also in terms of Martin Zubimendi. They are working on a couple of deals, but the deal is 99% done. The players already communicated to all clubs interested and also to Real Sociedad that is going to Arsenal, and Arsenal are confident they are going to close that deal within no time. Arsenal have also agreed to sell Nketiah for 30 million euros. The deal is going to be a loan plus an obligation. Olympique Marseille are yet to give us a response, but Arsenal is saying we are coming down from our 35 million euro valuation to 30 million euros, but we are also going to allow you to take the player on loan plus an obligation. Now, we are also going to talk about Bournemouth, who have now officially contacted Arsenal to sign Nketiah, and we are going to talk about Ramsdale. Southampton have also officially contacted Arsenal to try and sign Aaron Ramsdale as per sources. Graham Bailey. Hit that button, subscribe to the channel as well. I think the transfer market has been boring. This is the worst transfer market we have ever seen. But in the last 20 days, we might see a couple of movements on the market. Not only Arsenal, I'm a person who covers all the footballing stuff. If you want to follow my football shows, you can go on TikTok, search for the love of football UG. You'll be able to find me there. Now, let's start off with the Mikel Merino deal. Fabrizio Romano today has confirmed that the absence of Mikel Merino in the Real Sociedad squad as they play today has been lied about to be concerning fitness issues, but it is not concerning fitness issues. It is concerning an imminent departure to Arsenal. Now, yesterday, of course, a couple of reports were coming out that the player was not okay, and that's why he was not playing for Real Sociedad in pre-season. It is now confirmed he is alright, he is okay, and Arsenal are in advanced negotiations. Final talks were held yesterday to try and iron out a few things, but Real Sociedad at the moment are negotiating on a couple of fronts. They're negotiating on a couple of deals, and therefore Arsenal are not going to have their way outrightly. So that means that at the moment, Arsenal are not delaying this deal. At the moment, Real Sociedad are delaying this deal. They're trying to, handle Liverpool. They're trying to handle Arsenal. But then, of course, it is a shocker a little bit that in the last 30 days of the window, or probably 21 days of the window, they're going to lose one of their, best players they've had in years. So they've got to look at how do we replace Zubimendi and how do we replace Mikel Merino, and then they've got to also talk to the clubs that are actually trying to sign them in order to make sure that they get the best amount of money. As far as I understand, Martin Zubimendi has given green light to Liverpool. Is keen to join the project as per David Ornstein, and that means that at the moment they're losing two players. So it's gonna take It's gonna take some time, but we can confirm right now that the deal is 99% done. We're just waiting for those, small green lights, small, add-on structures and everything. And then the player will fly for his medicals and do, his media duties, and he will be an Arsenal player. Now, I'm going to say this. We are not going to see Mikel Merino in pre-season. We are not going to see him. And I wonder whether that is something that will affect his season at Arsenal. I mean, again, Ricardo Calafiori could be a player that doesn't have any preseason. And this is a weird summer, right? This is a weird summer. Why? It's a weird summer. We are going to have to sign around 4 players or 5 players or 3, depending on how quick we can do the deals. But none of these players is actually going to have a preseason at Arsenal. None of them is going to, play a preseason game at Arsenal. Calafiori is the only one that could play a preseason game. The other players, if we sign Merino, no preseason. If we sign Sane, no preseason. If we sign Victor Gyökeres, no preseason. What kind of season are we really going into? What kind of preparation is this? You could blame Arsenal for that. You could blame the Premier League and PSR rules for that. Because why you blame Arsenal is we knew what the PSR rules were going to create. We should have acted quicker. We should have tried to navigate the market a little bit better. That is number one. Why you blame the Premier League? They have made it too difficult for for clubs to buy players. For a club like Arsenal that came with a strategy of we are going to sell in order to buy this summer, it has been very difficult. No one wants to buy our players, and no one has the money, certainly, to buy our players. And we are expected to spend hundreds of millions of pounds to sign new players. It's a little bit unfair. Honestly, it's unfair. But anyway, Arsenal in pole position to sign Mikel Merino. He won't have a preseason. And I tell you, if he doesn't have a good season, that is one of the reasons. Preseason is very key. If Arsenal don't have a good season, especially with the new additions that we are bringing in, it's going to be because of the lack of preseason for some of these players. And I'm worried that this is a very important season, and even some of our important key players have not had enough preparation, have not had enough preseason. Saka, Rice, Raya, Ramsdale, Saliba, Gabriel. You could say Gabriel has had, preseason, but you look, even Gabriel Martinelli has not had any good game in preseason so far. So I'm a little bit worried about the lack of preseason, the lack of preparation or proper preparation. We looked good against Leverkusen, but Leverkusen had more touches and they had better ball percentage. So I think certainly our new transfers, our new players are going to be affected by the lack of preseason. They will be affected by the fact that they've not been able to train with the team for around maybe a month. And that's the real reason why Mikel Merino and Edu always say, we want our new players, we want our signings to come into preseason for at least a month or at least 2 months, just to make sure that when you come in, you're part of the grill, you're part of the team, the culture, the norms, what we do, how we play, and everything. Mikel Merino's style of play is not that easy. I appreciate Calafiori is talented. I appreciate he's been playing with Thiago Motta in one of the very, very sophisticated systems, a 2-7-2 at Bologna. But listen, again, Mikel Merino's team is different. There might be a few similarities, but you look at players like Martin Odegaard and the free role he's got, and then you look at players like Saka and the primary role he's got. You've got to learn that. You've got to get used to that. And I thought preseason would have been a reason and a chance for us to get a chance for us to get a pattern or to create relationships on the left-hand side, but it has not worked. Merino is going to arrive late, maybe even after the Premier League has started. Calafiori has not really played any preseason. He's not even played with Trossard or with Gabriel Martinelli. So we begin the season where we ended last campaign. We didn't end in a bad position, but I thought we would actually do much better than that. Anyway, Arsenal have agreed to sell Nketiah. This is according to the very reliable David Ornstein. He has confirmed it. It is now official. Arsenal will accept 30 million euros, a loan plus an obligation to sell Edward Nketiah. Initially, Arsenal wanted 50 million euros. We reduced that to 40 million euros. We reduced that to 35 million euros. And now we are ending at 30 million euros. Now, we understand that Olympique Marseille's last bid was 27 million euros. Olympique Marseille have been given a golden chance, a golden opportunity. Now, listen, although Nketiah, I like not, I have never, ever in my life felt that Nketiah is not worth 30 million euros. Actually, I thought he was worth something like 45 million euros, remember? And I think Arsenal bending to 30 million euros, it shows you we are out of time. And what did I say yesterday? I said this team is out of time. We don't have a lot of time. 6 days to the start of the Premier League. Got to check. 21 days to the end of the window. You don't have a lot of time. Like Ramsdale, we're going to talk about, is wanted by another club. And Karl Hein has gone to Spain. So inevitably, Arsenal have to sign a goalkeeper. Inevitably, Arsenal have to sign a forward. Inevitably, Arsenal have to sign a midfielder in 21 days. We don't have that kind of time. It is not there. It is simply not there. It's as simple as that. So I would say personally that Arsenal made the right choice. Don't let it drag on too much. I think Olympique Marseille, they might be looking to spend less than 30 million euros on Nketiah. I understand. Probably they wanted to spend like 25 million euros. 27 million euros. But because this Arsenal team is giving them a loan option plus an obligation to buy at the end, I think that will make more sense to them. For the first year, he will be their player, by the way, right? But for the first year, they just pay his wages, and then the contract amortization starts in 2025. 2025? Yeah, 2025. That's a good deal. That's a very, very good deal. Otherwise, we could even sell him to another club. Now, Bournemouth have made a late effort to sign Edouard Nketiah. And the reason for that is, again, we have received confirmation from David Ornstein that Bournemouth have sold Solanke to Tottenham. A fee has been agreed. Personal terms have been agreed for the 26-year-old to join Tottenham. The deal is being worked on. At the moment, Bournemouth are looking for replacement, and Edouard Nketiah is one of the players that are looking at. If this is the case, we have been absolutely been played by fate and by unlucky charms. You know why it's a bad fate for us? Bournemouth are going to be desperate. The new season starts, and I've been looking at their fixtures today in terms of who they play first. They have a quite an interesting lineup of fixtures. So I was thinking, if Bournemouth have sold Dominic Solanke 6 days to the start of the Premier League, what do you think? They are going to be desperate. They start off with Nottingham Forest away, right? So they need to replace him as quickly as possible. They're gonna be desperate. They'll be willing to spend the money. But Arsenal have already agreed to sell him at 30 million euros. Nothing is really going to change there. It's like 99% done. So I think right now, if Bournemouth pay the 30 million, or if Bournemouth are willing to activate the conditions that Arsenal have set, then definitely they'll take the player. If Marseille are also willing, then whoever is able to convince the player better will take him. But at the moment, Marseille have the proper advantage. It is a 100% agreement on personal terms. We have that, and we're just waiting for the here we go. So Edouard Nketiah is going to be leaving Arsenal. There is nothing for us to do about that. I thought he should have left earlier, but maybe 2 years ago we don't get 30 million. Maybe we get 20 million. This year maybe we should have got 40, but we get 30 and we move. We go now and look at other forwards. Aaron Ramsdale is wanted by Southampton, and Southampton have made their inquiry very, very clear to Arsenal that they'd love to sign the England international. Now, if Ram goes, we are naked. David Raya is naked without cover, because this means that you've lost David Raya. So you've lost Ramsdale, and you've also lost Karl Hein. I mean, there is a possibility that Arsenal will sign another goalkeeper, a high possibility. But if Ramsdale also leaves, I think that it's going to be 2 goalkeepers. It's going to be inevitable that Arsenal sign 2 goalkeepers this summer, unless Mikel Merino feels comfortable using Tommy Setford as the 3rd choice goalkeeper. Unless the manager is comfortable with that. But what we have at the moment, and what we know at the moment, is that Southampton have approached Arsenal to sign Aaron Ramsdale. Now, for them, they want to take him on loan, plus an option to buy. Arsenal are saying, you're kidding. We want to sell this summer, and we are not letting him go on loan. And I think what Arsenal are trying to do here is protect themselves. If this offer comes in July, maybe it is accepted. If this offer comes in June, maybe it is accepted. But what Arsenal are trying to do here is, we're trying to look at the time we have. Selling Ramsdale would increase the number of signings we have to make within a limited short period of time. You don't want that. You don't want to play that game. It is nasty. It is nasty, right? You don't want to be the Arsene Wenger guy signing Pamet Saka, Mikel Arteta, Yusuf Benayoun on deadline day. You don't want to do that because we did a lot of nonsensical deals on that day. So I think what Arsenal are trying to say is, if no one is giving us cash, we are going to keep Ramsdale. Is it okay with me? No. I think it's unfair. I think Arsenal should sell. I think Arsenal should let him go to, scratch greener pastures. But I can also see, with Ramsdale, what Arsenal have done with ESR and Arsenal have done with Nketiah. They postpone yourself for another year and maybe postpone yourself for another 2 years. And by the time they sell you, they're sure you're no longer as important. Because right now, if Raya picks up an injury, Ramsdale is a key player. Imagine getting some ramshackle guy to replace Ramsdale, and then the moment he comes in, Raya picks up an injury. You are absolutely in pepper soup. So at the moment, let's wait and see. But Ramsdale is wanted by Southampton.